So what you're looking at right here is an AI-powered partnership email agent. Built this in about 25 to 30 minutes using n8n and ChatGPT. In this video, you're going to understand how this agent works, and you're going to know how to build your own agent to automate your own inbox and free up you over time. So now let's test it. As you can see here, I have this email from my other email where I'm simply going to send this email that says that I've seen this guy's videos and I'd love to work with him to promote my automation platform. Now, this is clearly a partnership email, so this has to get flagged. And when I send it, this email, then I come back over here to n8n, and this workflow over here isn't published, so I'm simply going to click on test workflow, and it's going to immediately start working. As you can see, it got the Gmail, it got everything that it needs, and it should be adding it to my Airtable and sending a reply right now. So as you can see, this is now from the receiving email, and if I refresh, you can see that simply, "Hi John, thank you for reaching out and your kind words about my videos. I appreciate your interest." And we have this reply that has the sponsorship rates, and that's it. So essentially what this agent does is it simply checks for sponsorship or partnership emails in your email, and it simply replies to them for you, so you can save up your time. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty details and actually building it, which I'm going to show you how to do step by step, I'd like to explain this agent so you can kind of understand what goes on in the backend. So of course, this Gmail trigger receives any new Gmail that comes to my email. And then it takes the sender, the body, and the subject of the email right over here in this field. Then it passes it to the AI agent, which is just ChatGPT, and it asks it, is this about a partnership inquiry or a business inquiry that I should be interested in, or is it just useless? If it's useless, then we have this over here, which makes the agent do nothing. And if it is useful and is possibly a sponsorship or partnership opportunity, what it's going to do is it's first going to add it to our Airtable so we can keep track of all our potential deals. And then it's going to send it to ChatGPT, which will make a response and reply to the email the way that I normally would. Now, this agent runs completely on n8n, and it's strictly on the free trial plan. So this can be done by anybody just to see how it is, and you can test it out to make sure that it works before you actually pay for anything. Of course, n8n is only about $20 a month for the very basic version, which should be enough for your needs. And that's all that I have to say. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, of course, I already have this workflow built out, so I'm going to work with you guys step by step and make a new workflow. So simply sign up for n8n, make your account, now get into this dashboard and click on New Workflow. Let's call this Email Sponsorship Agent. Now, what we start with is we're simply going to add a Gmail trigger node so that we're able to trigger whenever a Gmail comes through and we can check. Now, of course, here on message received, this is the one that you want to see. We're going to click it. You're going to have to connect. Now, previously you had to use Google Cloud and have a whole API key and all of that to connect, but now you can simply just go through OAuth, which means you're just going to sign in with Google, like a very simple thing. Now, this poll times is very important. You can poll it every single minute or every single hour, day, however much you want, but it's just going to fetch the email, the most recent email that came into your inbox. Now, of course, if I click on fetch test event here, you can see that it's the email that came from my other Gmail, which we were testing with. So that is my most recent email. Now, whenever it gets an email, it's simply going to work through our workflow and it's going to make our agent work. Now, after we have this Gmail trigger, what we need to do is we need to extract the parts that are important to us. So of course, as you saw here, all of these things, this is a lot of mumbo jumbo that we don't need. Of course, you can see here, "Hi John, thank you for reaching out and your kind words about my videos." That is something that's important. So of course, I'm going to have that. And other than that, I think I don't need anything else. Now, let's add another node to be able to extract the things that we really do need. This is called an edit fields node. I'm going to add it, and from here, so this is a very bad testing email. Let me send another one and rework my workflow to make sure that I can give you guys the best tutorial. I recently just sent a different email. Let me go back to the Gmail trigger and quickly have this test event instead. Yes, hi John. Oh, wrong one. Let's try that again. I think it has to take a minute, so I'm going to come back in a minute and then I'm going to take in the email. Let me try this again. Yes, as you can see, this is the email from the person who's trying to work with me. So it says, hi n8n, I saw your videos and I love them, blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of the things that we have in the person who wants to sponsor us. Now, of course, we go over here to our edit fields and we're simply going to take the fields that we really need. Of course, my face is blocking it, so I'm going to have to move it over here. As you can see, we have manual mapping and JSON. Okay, so I identified the issue from before. All you have to do is go to your Gmail trigger and simply make sure, this might not happen to you, but make sure that you have Simplify unchecked. Because then to me, if you have Simplify unchecked, you're going to come back. Make sure you click on Test Workflow so that everything does actually update. Then what you want to do is you want to come back to our edit fields. And all we're going to do over here is we're going to add a field. Now, I'm going to call this the email context, but you can call it whatever you want. It's simply going to be a compilation of all of the data that we need to pass to ChatGPT to be able to make a response back to them. So I'm going to go over to expression here so we can actually drag and drop some of the data over here into our email context. Now, click on this thing. Now all you have to do is click on this icon to expand it, and then of course we put the sender email as an object. Then we have the email subject. It's a very important part as well. Then we have our email body. Now here, all you have to do is drag and drop every single thing. So the sender email is going to be way down here from this one, sender email. Then subject is over here. Let's make it a little prettier. And we have the text over here. Now, that's it. That's perfect. Now you have successfully extracted all of the data. And you can see here, this is basically the simple parts of the email that was sent to us. And this is all we need to be able to determine whether it's for business or just useless. Now we're going to click out of here. It automatically saves. And all we're going to do is we're going to pass it over to ChatGPT. Now you have advanced AI agent. Now all you have to do is you need to connect it to ChatGPT and then ask it, is this about business or is this not about business? Now make sure you click on test workflow so that we're able to update our workflow. Then we go over to AI agent. We're gonna make sure that you have OpenAI connected as well. In n8n, it gives you some, I think 100 free credits. And after that, you're going to have to pay from your own pocket, but AI credits are very cheap, so you don't have to worry about that. We're going to click here, source for prompt is defined below, and we're going to make this an expression, and we're going to expand it. Now, this is what we're sending to ChatGPT, and we want it to tell us whether it's something that we have to worry about and that whether it's business or not. Now, I already have something that I put in here from my last workflow, so I'm going to simply copy and paste. I'll make sure to have all the resources below, and give me a second. And pasted what I had from below, and all you have to do is, you can see it's very simple. You just tell it to understand that its role is to determine if an email is related to a sponsorship or not, and then we want it to respond with a JSON object. Now we want this JSON to have 4 attributes. That is sponsorship, reasoning, lead name, and lead company. Now we want to think carefully about our answer, and we simply drag this email context over here. Now this is the prompt that's going to go over to ChatGPT, and as you can see, we're giving it the whole email and we're telling it respond with some JSON objects. Is it about business or is it not? Now of course we're going to go out here. Now all you need to do is to update this is you have to add the chat model. Now of course there's a bunch of models, DeepSeek as well as something that's very popular in n8n, but I'm simply going to use OpenAI. Now here you can define your n8n free OpenAI API credits. I'm on that right now because this is a new account, and GPT-4o Mini is perfect. You don't need anything else, and that's all you have to do. Now, as you can see here, let's test our workflow to make sure our AI agent updates. As you can see, it's great, and it's going to respond with some output. As you can see, it says, is sponsorship is true, and we have the reasoning. Now that we have our output going well, we just have to make sure that it's structured so that we're able to pass the ChatGPT again. So we have our output parser, and this just parses this big block of data over here. Where is it? if you can see, it's over here in our AI agent. This is the output. Now this is very unstructured, so we have to make sure it looks clean to be able to pass it object by object. Now all you're going to do here is from schema type, you're going to select define below, and we're going to define it below. This is very readable. We're going to expand this. I already have the JSON format for this specific project for my other workflow, so I'm simply going to copy and paste that right now. So we have this, and we simply copy and paste it. If you need, I can put it in the comments. Just let me know, and I'll respond, of course. Then you're just going to get out of here, and all you have to do is get out. Now simply get out of here and click on test workflow to test your workflow and then run it through. As you can see, I did mine, and my structured output parser now looks like this. I simply got a Gmail from Groupon, which was just promotional, and of course it marked it as not a sponsorship. Anyways, now we can get out of here, and we have to make an if statement to check. Now, does this value equal to true? All we have to do is set it to true. Of course, you can do is equal to for text, or you can just do Boolean, which would be a lot more safe. And then all we have to do is move on from here. Of course, if it is for a sponsorship, then we're simply going to make another ChatGPT mode, and we're just going to message a model to be able to make an email for us to send back to this person. Now all we have to do is we simply have to ChatGPT node to make a reply for us to send to this person who wants to work with us. Of course, I'm on my n8n free OpenAI API credits, which you should be on too, so that you don't get charged for anything. And we're going to choose the n8n mini prompt. Now all we have to do for the prompt is we select system, and I already have a prompt that I'm going to paste in here, and I'm going to put everything on my Notion site, of course, link in the description. If you really want something that I didn't give over there, then I can put it into the comments as well. Just make sure to let me know, and let's expand this. So I already have this, and you can see that it is very helpful to use this. Now you can make something like this just using ChatGPT. All it does is it tells ChatGPT to run a professional generator so that it's able to make a professional email to reply to this person. Now, of course, this is for my YouTube channel, so any business inquiries, this is going to respond to it, and you can train it based on your own wants and needs. Of course, I have my channel name, subscribers, everything, all my details over here, and all that's left is to run it. Of course, we do also have to give it the email context. Now, we're not going to give it here. I'm actually going to make another message, which is in the user, yes, right here. And all it is I'm going to give it the email context. You can do this all by yourself. And I'm simply going to give it the email context right over here. Edit fields. This is our entire email that was given to us. Now we can simply test the step, and then we output the professional email that we're going to send to reply to this person. Of course, to test this, we can simply click on test workflow, and everything works. We got the email, and then OpenAI is going to make us an email. Then we simply wait for it to run, and you can see it made this professional email simply for us. Hi John, thank you so much for reaching out. And all that's left is to send this email back to him. Now to do that, all we have to do is Gmail and reply to a message. Now, as you can see, of course, I have the OAuth connection, and you can too. It's available and it's very good. Resource is message, which means that we're actually going to send a message to them. The email is going to go through in the form of a reply. You can also make it a label, or you can just draft it and then notify yourself to be able to send the draft to make sure that everything is smooth. All we have to do is reply. We have to get the message ID. Now to get this, we're going to scroll all the way down over here in the Gmail trigger. Now I did this the first time, I made this mistake. Don't go all the way down and choose this one, this message ID. That's not the right one. You have to just choose the one that's in the Gmail trigger. So it's right over here, it's all numbers. And then the message that we're going to send back is simply what we got from OpenAI. And this goes through the content. This is just the entire response from OpenAI. And all we have to do is test it, and it's going to simply send this reply back to the person who wants to work with you. Now, this has many uses, and you can customize this as much as you want for your own use case. Just to finish off this video, I'll make sure to show you guys the entire workflow running. You can see the email came through. We're checking, is it a promotion or not? Then we're making a professional email to reply back. Now, if I go to my Gmail over here, you can see that it worked. Here, I simply said, "Hi John, thank you so much for reaching out," and we have the rates that I trained it with. You can train it to put in your own rates and respond however you would respond, and that's simply just going through one ChatGPT prompt. And of course, you can use ChatGPT, the chatting version, to build this prompt yourself. And that's all you need to be able to make your own automation that can respond to all your Gmails for you. Now, and save you tons of time. Now, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. Everything, all the resources will be listed down below in the Notion site. And if you need any help, feel free to comment. Of course, I read all the comments. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. All you have to do on your part is go on n8n, sign up, and make this automation and